And we're back. And we're back. Shiva's Gula Show. Wartime ZOOMSHTEIG. Mispar 115 at time 115. Got my Rabba Ḥana hat on. Do we got eyes on Schlegs? Texted the in. All right. Anyways, so 115, 23 complete weeks of learning Torah 5 days a week, every day of Shir, Shiva School Ashol, since the Simchas Torah massacre, the pogrom, Simchas Torah pogrom, crusade, nothing different. And we're learning the schus of the captives who are not free to sit and steig Torah. So the Torah that we're learning should be a schus for them to get free soon and play an active role in trying to take down the Shiva with us. And right, and for the soldiers who are now currently trying to take down the Shiva with us, we're learning the schus of the soldiers. The Eibishter is been giving us the Yad Dishmaya and the time for new Maisa Hu Daisa. Shalom Aleichem, Avi Mighty.
Shalom Aleichem.
Cameraman!
And we're back?
And we're back. Slings with a brand new Jurag out here in Pizza Town. Bar Doc.
I like that place.
It's very good,
Bar Doc Pizza.
Yeah, put Bar Doc in Google Translate, and they'll tell you a word that I said a bunch of times last year. True story. Bar Doc means MF, I believe. Yeah, it means muff. All right, we're getting too close. Not that
what it means.
Problem with it. That's wrong with it. It'll be the Rabba. Only we're trying to give us the word. Okay. Okay, but listen. With the biggest answer in saying a curse word is that you're being mevatel Torah, not saying Torah in that time. What are you saying? A curse word? Wait, we have time for kaises? You could be talking Torah. You could be saying Shema Yisrael. You're being menabel the path. Not glad. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. Scotty Sim.
What up?
Our Heliga Roman Catholic Chavruza, who we are so blessed every time he comes to learn with us. So Scotty came. Scotty, when I met him in the Ukraine, he was wearing a full pirate's garb, playing ukulele. And he's coming to learn with us the most ancient, authentic pirate stories of all time that were written by the Chorah Rabba Ḥana was from Babylon. This was at the second. He was second generation Amora. This was a few generations after Scotty's favorite Yid, Yeshua. And so a few generations after him, we're learning pirate stories. The Amar Rabba Bar Ḥana says Rabba Bar Ḥana. Zimna Chada Hava Azlinon Bistafinta. Shalom Aleichem Randall. Says Rabba Bar Ḥana. Rabba Bar Ḥana says, one time I was going, or he didn't say I was going, he says we were going. Rabba Bar Ḥana, he knew how to, he's like, we were going, the crew, we're going on a ship, and guess what? This is taking place in Babylon. I don't know if all of the people on this ship with Rabba or Ḥana were Jews. It was a crew of friends. This was happening, and they're going on a boat. V'sagoy tefinta bein shitza l'shitza. The boat was sagoy. Now that's a hard word. Scotty Sivko is going to say, what is that related to the word goy? Nation? But it's not. But it's a good thought from Scotty Siv. That's one of the Hebrew words that the guy know is guy.
Can someone drop a link in the chat for the scripture reading?
Oh, it's Tractate Bava Basra 73, folio 2, folio B. We're all not sure. This is very cryptic Aramaic, so be with us trying to figure out what it actually says. We're all, even the ones of us that know Hebrew and Aramaic, are struggling to understand what is being said. So we're all in the same boat. Sagoy sefinta bein shitza l'shitza. Sagoy could have of a lot, like sagi is like enough, or sagoy. So it could have to do with a lot of the boat, or maybe it was too big, and it got stuck between a shitza and another shitza. Shitza. Dicho ara tlasa yomi v'tlasa lilvasa. So this shitza that it got stuck between, it was the Korah, and there's Agos that's Unimir, and it says Dekavra. Then shitza l'shitza Dekavra. Plus Yomi, plus Leiliasa. They got stuck. The boat got stuck between the shitza and the shitza of the kavra. And so we know that kavra is fish. So what if shitza is a scale? Right? It sounds like a shitza, right? It got stuck for 3 nights and 3 days. Scotty Sivko is already writing the shanty. Our bus got stuck in between the fins of the fish. 3 days, 3 nights. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Work in progress.
You said Baba Basra 73A?
Baba Basra 73B. And it's the story of the shitza and the shitza. 3 days and 3 nights. Ew. Bizakifa, the Anan Bishipula. They say the fish had a boner, but we were downtrodden.
What does that mean?
Good questions. Listen to DJ. Let's get to the old head scratch. Very, very good questions all around. What in the world does it mean? So it could be that the fish was upright. Lemaisa, they say the fish was erect. Dad, Tati, thank you so much for sending the link to the WhatsApp. The link to the Safaria, so that Scotty can see in the English. But we're all figuring it out. Scotty, I give you my blessing to find it on that page. Okay. And we are Bishipula. V'chit ema. And if you're gonna, right, so the fish was erect and we were like downtrodden. V'chi tema lo misagia stefina tuva. Again, we have this word sagi. Shalom aleichem ush. Again, we have the sogginess. Shalom aleichem flies. Again, we have the sogginess, right? And if you're gonna say the lo masgi tefinta tuva, and if you're gonna say that the boat wasn't even more plentiful, grateful, fat, we're blibing on this word soggy, which, by the way, Schlig would be delighted to know may or may not. The word soggy may or may not have something to do with the cereal being soggy. We are talking about water here.
Actual sogginess potential?
I'm saying it's very low, the potential, but since we don't know what the word soggy means, it is still a possibility. It hasn't been ruled out. So soggy. What is this soggy etymology over here? Oh, but he also Rav Dimi, when Rav Dimi came back from Eretz Yisrael, Amar, he said, Kimecham kum kuma demaya, like heating up a kumkum of water, a hot water thing. Maskia, again, it's maskia. What, bubbling maybe? Blivig still. Stained Parsi. Misagia, stained Parsi, 2 Parsi, or Shitin Parsi. Again, why is everything 60? Because it's a reference to the 60 Masechtas of Shas. Even though we know there are 63, but we know about Bava, we know Sanhedrin Makis. So there's an Indian over there. Shisha Sidre Mishnah and Shishim Gemara. Very interesting that they're making that parallel, and we keep on talking about the 60. Everything is 60. Right? She's in Parsi. Visha'adi Parsha Gira Vikadmale. And there was Scotty Siv. This is such a pirate story. What is happening? It says that a horse rider threw an arrow and got before it. It might not mean that. We're doing our best with the Aramaic. We're going to see the Hail Garash Vav, and we'll go in and we'll do Chazah, of course. Obviously. But Amar Rav Ashi, Ahu Gildana Diyama Havoy the Islay Trey Shitza. You say, no, this is the gildana, water gildana. We are the water gildana. What is that? A starfish, maybe? Why would he guess starfish? Maybe I would guess stig fig, starfish. Stig fig could also be star fort. But I would guess starfish because this gildana. I'm like, what? Gold? What's gold in the water? Oh, maybe like a starfish. But really, we're blibing hard. Dahavia is like Trey Shitzi, and he had 2 shitzes. We just said shitzi. We said, was that a fin or a scale? Okay. Scotty Sif, what do you make of that pirate tale?
I think I found it. It's Bava Basra 73B. I'm just not sure where you are exactly.
Right. So it's one of the stories. So you'll see on that website, they're bringing a lot of stories that start and says Rabba Bar Ḥana, says Rabba Bar Ḥana. And so we're on this story that says, comes Rabba Bar Ḥana. One time I was going in a ship, and then
I got it.
Mr. Goy Safinta, but there are a few. This Sagoy Safinta. So we have to see Rashi or Rashbam. What is Sagoy Safinta? The Rashbam does not say. So what are we going to do? We're going to see Rabbeinu Gershom. Sagoy Safinta.
The big fish.
Huge, bro.
60 districts were destroyed by the fish, and 60 districts.
Yeah, so that's we learned about the 60 districts a few weeks ago. We're a little bit in front of that now. We're doing the one that is Sagoy Safinta being shitza l'shitza the kavra. So the boat was passing through the fins or the scales. We're gonna see what I'm gonna read everything that Rabbeinu Gershom says here about this Maisa to help us, because now we're lost. We don't know what the word means, l'chayra. We're not 100% sure. And the Rashbam doesn't say anything. Says Rabbeinu Gershom. That's the next location. We don't always have to even see the Rabbeinu Gershom, but sometimes he comes in the clutch. Bein shitza l'shitza. He says, Bein beis snapirav shel dag. So before the two snapirs, of, so what are those? The two snappers, the two
Red snapper?
No, like the snapper, like the frog that we have, that Beanie Baby. But Rivka's not here, so she can't delight in the fact that we're learning about snapper. It's okay, Abishter. Okay, so it's the fins. You guys didn't see me. I was going like this. It's too close. You saw me doing the fins, but you didn't see me go doing the fins. So it went between the two fins. Snapir, is it snapir a fin, or is that a scale? And what does it mean it's going between? I would understand if it meant scale. It's going between the two scales. It's such a big fish that it went 3 days and 3 nights still in the fish. Says Rabbeinu Gershom, "V'adagaya ole." The fish would go up. Kineged shetef hamayim. Incongruous activity with the flowing of the water. The eino yored im hashetef, meaning it would go up with the wave, but it wouldn't go down with the wave. It would just keep on going, flying. Umikadma le'asafina nefishayz olechet b'meirez yozer minachok. It was going faster than the law. The boat was going so fast. It was faster than was physically possible, but it was keeping on par with this fish that was carrying it, this gigantic fish that was going at very quick speeds. Today's share brought to us by Jews and Jared.
Amen.
So, Gilda the Yama. What is it? Dag Shel Yam Shekach Shemo. It's a fish, and his name is Gilda. Okay, so we saw the Rabbeinu Gershom. Now let's see if we can put together what this Gemara is saying. He's going to Sfina V'Sagoy Safinta. So it flowed, or it traveled the Safina. Or was faster between the two fins or two scales of a fish, 3 days and 3 nights. He was going uphill and we were going downhill. when I said this is like he was a wreck or something, it means that it was going uphill and we were going downhill. And still we were just barely able to escape from him, maybe, you know? Oh, we saw such a fish on this ship. Oh, it was a rainy and sunny day. And we saw a fish and we were just nearly escaping from him. He was going uphill, we were going downhill, and he was still going just as fast as us. And we were so close, we were like between his fins the whole time, just barely in front of him. "3 days and 3 nights. And if you're gonna say, wait a second, pirate, Rabba Ḥana. Rabba Ḥana is saying this. Rabba Ḥana is saying this. And if you're gonna think, or maybe the Gemara is saying this, and if you're gonna think that it's impossible, how could a fish possibly go that? How could a boat possibly go that fast to catch up with this fish? Kiazar Rav Dimi came. He said, "Can make kumkum demaya misagia." It's like boiling water. He was going so fast. He was flying. Shitin parsi vishade parsa. So he was going 60 parsas, and then he was throwing over one parsa. Gira, oh no, Shitin parsi, and then the parsa, the one who's throwing the arrow, an arrow shooter, because Malay, and it caught up to him, maybe. The Amar of Azi, what was the animal that they're talking about? It was a gildana diyama, that was his name, the gildana. And he has two shitza, he has two fins or two scales. Okay, let's see Rashbam now. He says, shitza, it's snapir. I thought snapir was a scale, but snapir v'kaskesa. No, snapir's got to be the fin. Okay, and kaskesa is the snail. So between the two fins, snapirin begav hadag. So he had fins on the back, on his back. Achas litzara rosh ve'achas litzara znav. So he had two fins on his back, one facing his head and one facing his tail. It's kind of like, if I had it's kind of like this. Like this. This one's facing this way. This one's facing that way. Okay, I draw it, you guys. I draw it. Let me turn this yet around. That's the fish. It's got one fin going one way, one fin going the other way, and they were traveling between it. Ovi. So, Azina Visavinta. So he's saying that's how it was. That's how the Rashbam explains it. There's a Helig Bach in the Rashbam. He's a Shnei appearance. We had two. Okay, Gavaldik. Iu Bizakifa. So Shayholech Kineged Haruach. He was going. So what does it mean, Zakifa? Oh, the Rashbam before the Helig Kasha. The Rashbam says, what do you mean uphill, downhill? They're freaking fish. What do you mean he's going uphill? Water doesn't curve. What is this? The satanic heliocentric globe model? Shalom. What are you talking about? That uphill, downhill. So says the Rashbam, he was going against the wind. That's what it means. The Anon has been on the Shifula, and we were going downhill. What that means is Hamocher Es Hasfina. We were going with the Ruach. D'mayim shel yam eino novim ela ayidei ruach holeches bahem. So the water, the waves go by wind. Now, what makes the wind? You know, I've heard a lot of people talk about waves and talk about the moon, but the Rashbam seems to say that waves is not the moon, waves is from the wind. Rabbi said, we're learning about the snapir. They're going between the snapir. No, from the wind. I said I've heard someone say moon, but the Chorah, the Rashbam, Rabbeinu Shmuel says wind. And so we're learning about it between the fins, between the snapirs of this fish. Their boat was going super fast. So he says, how is it possible that the boat was going this fast, Scotty said? You know, pirate like yourself, you would know that to be able to keep up with this mythological fish. How could they keep up with this fish? They say that fish, they say it's like a kumkum, it's like a boiling water. What does that mean? Like boil, like a water boiler. Or say, kumkumim, shalmayim chamim. It's like the speed of water being boiled, hot water boiling. So meaning it is very fast. It's the speed of hot water that comes to a boil. Dishadi parsha gira, shahaya shum adam yore b'chetz uvakeshet alsvaz hayam la'aretz havachazina dekadmalo safinta legera. If there was anyone there to shoot an arrow, they would see that the boat was even faster than the arrow. So they're saying, if you don't think a boat can go that fast, let me tell you what Rabba, what Rav Dimi said. Now I think that even though Rabba Bar Ḥana is not Rebbe Bar Ḥana, he's also not just Rav Bar Ḥana. Rav Bar Ḥana seems to be like a different level, and I think he was actually in Eretz Yisrael. He might not have been in Babylon. He might have been in Eretz Yisrael, because Schleg's geniusly zushteled yesterday that Rav Bar Ḥana is one of the people who's talking in the name of Rabbi Yochanan about Kol Nevi'im Kulam Lo Nisnabu El Yemos HaMashiach. And Rav Bar Ḥana saying the name of Rabbi Yochanan, his mashma implies that he was actually in Eretz Yisrael. And now we have Rav Bar Ḥana telling the story, and Rav Dimi saying, oh, when I came from Eretz Yisrael, I heard this mamish, I was there, implying that the story is actually happening in Eretz Yisrael. I think he lives in Eretz Yisrael. I think that Rav Bar Ḥana lives in Eretz Yisrael. And it's interesting, why do we call him Rabba? Everyone else, we either call him Rebbe or Rav, sometimes Rabban. There's one person who we call Rabba. It's Rabba, like from Rabba and Abaye. Is that the same Rabba Bar Ḥana, Rabba and Abaye? We have to know. It's a good shaila, but Rabba Bar Ḥana is the only Rabba, so we have to see what a Rabba is. And Rabba means grand. That's all the rabbis are great and grand. Okay. So if someone was there, shot an arrow, the boat would have been faster. Says Rav Ashi, is a gildana, is a shame dog katan. The gildana is a small fish who Kilaima. The Rashbam hits us with the first kilomar of the that we've seen of the parak. Dag ze ayami dagim kitarim shavayam. It was such a small fish, and it traced shitza. Aval shar dagim shavayam einam el snapir echad ba'emtza agav. In most fish, they only have one snapir. They only have one fin in the middle of their back, but this one has two fins. Ladies and gentlemen, Yashir Kayach on the first Agarita. Not the first, but we finished the Agarita of today. We're not chas v'shalom done with it. Now we're going to go deeper. Okay, 15 minutes. Now I want to hear what you guys think, what we have so far. We're going to get it even clearer. But what we have so far, any thoughts? TVJ still stuck in the fish's boner. There's a kifa. So that's what we. So that's how we learned it before we even saw it a second time. And the Rashbam says that means he was going like uphill, but that's what was the second shot. Our third shot is going against the wind. So what is the idea? What does that idea represent? That the fish was going even faster than the boat, or even stronger the boat. What does the boat represent? What is the fish?
But this seems like the fish is going against the grain, and it's still going faster.
But how do I say that? So I guess the fish was not going in the same direction as them. Scotty Siv, what do you think about this pirate tale?
I don't know, man. The fins, you think they're scales? I didn't get that.
Well, let's see. There's more Mefarshim. I think it's fins. I think it's fins in the end. Like we were going back and forth. I wasn't sure. But I think Snapir and Kaskesnes is fins and scales. So Snapir would be fins. And so the Rashbam said that this fish was special. It had two fins, but most fish only have one fin in the middle of their back, but he had two fins, one on each side, like going each way. So we have a sweet Marsha writing in a place that me and Scotty Sivko have been together on this flat earth in Krakow. Scotty Sivko, we're about to learn someone who wrote about this story 400 years ago in Krakow, where we've had the pleasure of celebrating freedom together and chilling, right? Have we done Krakow together? I'm pretty sure me and Siv have done Krakow together. But either way, this guy, his name was Shmuel Ister, Adelist from Krakow. And he says like this. The fish. Oh no, wait, hold on. He says like this. The saga is the Vinta ben Shitza. So he said that the fish was going between the fins. So he says, Gimel Zayin be'inyan dila'el. He says this also is continuing what we've been talking about. This is the third story that Rabba Ḥana starts the story. One time I was going on a boat, right? The first time he started that story, we actually saw the Marsha. That was the first time seeing the Marsha. He says talking about Passover or Purim, which is coming up. What an unbelievable time to be learning these agaritas. He's talking about Purim, and then the next one he says talking about Pesach and Ayin Sham and the Shirim. Says the Heilige Marsha, Gam Zeh be'inyan dila'el. This is a continuation of the Inyan of above. Shayolech is the Vinta begalus b'yemei Haman. The boat, Am Yisrael, was going in the waters of exile in the days of Haman. B'mazel Adar Shehu Dagim. This is the astronomical or astrological sign of Pisces that correlates to the Hebrew month of Adar. Bain Shitza, he was going between the fins. Shehu Snapir, the fins. Hamechira, Hamachris, Hamayim. Digs the water. Hamachris, Hamayim. What an unbelievable description of a fin, that it digs the water. Oh, I need a pen, but I'm like, what I'm reading in the thing, what am I gonna write a pen on my phone? Oh, Al Shem Kilion. Why do they call it a shitza? Because it destroys this taiti Targum. Kilyon, destruction, they call it shitza. Of Kilyon, they call it shitza. Hainu bein Klayin decline. So that's why they call it a shitza. He's saying it's based on the Arabic word to destroy, because it destroys the water in its path. I don't know. Maybe because the vessel not vibing about that one, definitely. V'nagat bein shaitzi, 2 fins, im lehabed asfina. So this fish had 2 fins from Lashon to destroy the boat. V'lahakris chas v'shalom, and to cut it up, God forbid. That's what the nations wanted to do. That's what they wanted to do in the Persian dynasty. That's what they wanted to do in the Roman dynasty. The Greek dynasty, the Egyptian dynasty. That's what they wanted to do in the Babylonian dynasty. And it's no different now in the Roman exile. Right? This is talking about the Persian exile, and they wanted to cut us up and destroy us. God forbid. Im lehinat Yisrael v'lahakris Amalek. If we are going to save ourselves and to cut, or right, that was the question. Was it going to be that they're going to destroy us, or that we were going to be saved and we'll destroy Amalek? Which, by the way, so we're talking about in Shir and in Rishiva School Shal chat. We're talking about the Roman Catholics as pagans, but then Scotty Simcoe very righteously and rightfully protesting that, what are you talking about, Shmuel? I worship Hashem, I worship God. Okay, so we have the Trinity, fine, whatever. But in the end of the day, Scotty Siv and many righteous Roman Catholics, they're worshiping God. And you know what? Many of them are trying to worship Abishter, and they're with us trying to fight against Amalek. Shatan Amalek is the Shibud Malchus. It's the fringe group possibly of the Roman Empire. But they might be the leading group, the papal bloodlines. But in the end of the day, a fringe group that are still sacrificing children to Molech and doing 9/11s and doing pandemics and doing Holocaust and doing October 7th and faking moon landings and faking Antarctica, hashtag research word from Braun. We don't want to take down all the Roman Catholics. Many of the Roman Catholics are very fine people. One of them, Scotty Stiff, is a very, very, very special and holy soul. And he's just trying to find the truth like all of us are. And it's about Lahakris Amalek is to kill the pedophile pagans, not all of the Roman Catholics, but the Amalek sector. Amalek is not the only child or grandchild of Esav. Actually, many of the children and grandchildren of Esav, the majority are not Amalek. And so that's just how I want to understand when it says that we want to save ourselves and kill Amalek. And that's why in the end of days we build a 3rd temple. Scott is going to be right up there with us with tefillah, base tefillah, the Chol Ha'am. It will be all the nations together, except for the pagan pedophile Shibud, Roman Empire, UN, New World Order, fucking chicken hawk over here. Okay. So it says, did someone say something? Amalek, get it right. Haman was Amalek. Not all of the Persians wanted to kill us either. It was Haman, and he was leading the rage against us. Vizaro, right, and his progeny. The Amar Shahisa Savino Lechim to Reves Bisakana. So Derech Gimel Yamim V'Laila. 3 days and night we were in this very terrible. We were in the clutches, in the fins. We were in the fins of this shibud. Kinemar v'tzumu alai v'al tochlu v'al tishtu shlosha yamim laila v'yom. Said Mordechai during the oppression of the Persians. Fast for 3 days and night. Don't eat a food. Don't eat a morse. Ew, Bizikiva. So that was an uphill, that was erect Remez Lahaman. Jaya Lemaila. Right? Because Haman, he put up his boner as a thing to hang Am Yisrael. He was so horny to kill Am Yisrael, yo. He went up. He was with the erection, he went up. Then first the shibud goes up. The Anam read down, we were down, right? This says Simin Lera low. This says Simin Lera low. So at the end, yeah, he was Bizakiva because in the end we hanged him on the tree. Al derech man islay Zakiva, like it says, someone who has an erection, etc. The Anam Bishipula ki Mordechai Nitzo min as Zakiva, because Mordechai was saved. We are Bishipula because Mordechai was saved from hanging. And if the male organ is not erect, so it's hanging. As I stay, the Heliga Marsha. Stay in Marsha. 4 minutes. Okay. Unbelievable. Do I have my it's right there, I think. Now, there is something that we can go further to into seeing this Marsha. Tomorrow or Sunday, everyone have a great Shabbos. It was 23 amazing weeks after, right? The iron yoke loosened slightly, etc. We battled through the night. We rattled up, confused and frightened, because it's not usually like this. The Jerusalem sirens. The news trickles slightly. The rumors of fighting. The sons of Yisrael abused and pogrommed by the crusading animals, Muslims, Ishmael, our cousins, the cannibals. Delighting in inhuman carnage of suicide bombers. Accruing their virgins before they could even be martyred. Plus, who's even in charge of security around here? In the Alma de Shikra. Shkatzim, Ramashim, and Amaratzim. Piros Titane, so you have in common. So it was a great week. We saw the Helig Marsha, connecting it to Purim again. We should all be Simcha. The Shabbos, Yom Simchaschem, should be extra Simcha because it's Adar. And so the most Simcha day of the year is Shabbos and Adar. So we should all be Zochid Mekabel Shabbos Simcha. Keep on going, keep on steiging, keep on yearning, keep on learning, keep on burning the never-ending surge. Gee. We're going to see if there's a parish of Rabbi Nachman. Any last words from the Kehila Kedosha, from the Olam? So 23 weeks. Saying Shkai Gods? Shkai Gods to you, Rabbi. Shkai Gods to everyone who came and steiged with us. And Shkai Gods to everyone who's gonna come and join and come steig, come join the resistance and the revolution and the redemption. And this is a mission for all religions, for humans from all walks of life. It says the third temple is Ki Beisi Beis Tefila Yikare Lechola Avim Shtei Puzzle. And the Yitzhak Thursday, but soon his thirst will be shlok, right? Slok, to slake, to slake your thirst. Is that a thing? And we're learning.